What's up, everyone? I hope you guys are doing great. Man, I apologize for the delay. Man, things come up. I apologize. So we made it. We here. What's up, guys? I hope you guys are great. I hope you guys have had a wonderful week, man. It's Sunday. Um, Man, my schedule has been up and down. So thank you guys for bearing with me over this last month. Um, you guys know I'm a teacher, so that schedule is first. So being a YouTuber, sometimes it takes a back seat. So if you guys are YouTubers and you're part-time YouTubers, you know what I'm talking about. Juggling that whole life, it's kind of crazy. But I appreciate you guys being with me, and yeah, you guys see what we're talking about today. And this is going to be specifically for my guys out there, every male who's looking for a partner in Vietnam. Uh, our live today, we're going to talk about if you're husband material or hmm, if you're just a walking ATM. So I'm going to break it down for you guys. You guys know how I do, so bear with my voice. I'm a teacher. I yell every week, so um, tell me where you guys are viewing from. I hope you guys are doing well again. Man, this new year, it's already February. Can you believe that? It's February 1st. Crazy, right? I cannot believe it. Let me look at this comment. So, where are you guys viewing from? And yeah, yeah. Thank you for joining, man. I really appreciate you guys for real. All right, let's see. First comment in. Let me remove this. Okay, first comment is from Marcus. I'll just say Marcus the Navigator. Um, what's up, my brother? How you doing? I hope you're doing good, man. What's up? Happy New Year to you, my brother. Yeah, love it, man. Thank you guys for joining. Appreciate it. My boy John Golden says, hello, everyone from Issei, Japan. What's up, my brother? Looking forward to seeing you when you get here. My boy John he says, haha, lost my voice teaching this week. Definitely understand what you went through. Yeah. If you guys don't know, those of you who want to teach English, I mean, it's different. It's a different style because it's not that I'm yelling at them. It's just I'm yelling like, hey, be quiet. Hey, stop talking. Hey, and you have a class of 40. Okay. So it's either going to be 40 and above or 40 and under. So you do the math, and there's one of you and one teaching assistant. So um, I do handle my classes, all of them, and so you have to come into Vietnam when you're teaching, and you have to like these kids are different. They're just different, man. Plus, they're Gen Alpha, so they're always on their phones. They don't allow phones in class, so that's good. But um, yeah, yeah, you're just that's why I lose my voice every week because this section's talking, this section's talking. Some teachers just talk through it, man. But we're trained not to do that, to like get classroom management and make sure that they're good. So yeah, if you go into any classroom in Vietnam and you come with that timid voice, you're gonna get rolled over. All right, straight up. So yeah, I hope you drink some tea, man, and get that lemon in there, brother. Thanks for the comment, man. Kenny boy, my boy Ken says hello from USA. What's up, brother? I hope you're doing great, K Dog. Um, appreciate the comment, man. Um, my boy Israel says Javari Israel. What's up, Javari? How you doing, bro? He says up one up 1:30 a.m. from Detroit. I had to check in on your live. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Uh, yeah, don't lose sleep over me, man. You could check back. You know what I mean? But I appreciate you staying up with me, man. This is it's an abnormal time, guys, to be live for me. I'm usually live yesterday, so it's just my schedule's just for the next couple weeks. It's gonna be crazy. All right, so I'll be live every week still, but it'll probably be on either a later Saturday or Sunday, just for like another couple weeks, and then we'll be back into our regular schedule Saturday morning. All right. So I hope you guys are great. God bless you guys. Let's get into this topic. You guys see what it is. Let me remove the comments just to make sure. All right. So you see what it is. Um, a lot of folks come over to Vietnam, and I know. I'm gonna hit a nerve on this subject, but I want this to be a mature conversation, and I want it to be honest. All right. So typically, this is going to be the overall question for you for this live. All right. Are you husband material here in Vietnam, or are you actually, or excuse me, are you accidentally training people to treat you like a walking ATM? Okay. That's what I want you to have in your brain while we're going over everything, because you know this live came about because I've talked to a couple people this week about their situations privately, and it's about women, of course, and they just tell me their situation, and I'm like, bruh, you fell for the old banana in the tailpipe, and I'm like, bro, come on, So I've been hearing this over and over, like month by month, from people I work with, as well as people that I talk to online, as well as people from even back home in USA. So I just thought I'd cover this for a little bit and see what we got, man. Again, this is not to bash any Vietnamese women, all right? I'm telling you straight up. Uh, I don't want that. I know my audience. You guys are more mature. You guys are the best audience, straight up. And I know you guys treat Vietnamese women with respect, and all women with respect. All right. So most women, Vietnamese women here are good-hearted. I promise you. All right. It just seems like you guys have such a hard time meeting them. Some of you, K Dog, you don't. Okay, I'm not talking to you, but it seems like probably about 80% of you guys just don't know where to meet them. You guys are shy. I've been preaching this on my channel. This is about relationships. This is about like long-term relationships. That's what I'm in. I'm about to get married in about a month and a half. Surprise! All right, so. I'll film that as well, and just the process of getting married. I'm in the process of filming that for you guys right now, and so it's on this channel. That's what I preach, guys. If you guys want to be here long term, um, Vietnam's not for everyone. But if you want to make Vietnam your home, or at least a home base, at least for Southeast Asia, you should have a home base here in Southeast Asia. Even if you're going to be 6 months on, 6 months off, you should absolutely make that a dream of yours and a priority, because this area here, Vietnam, Cambodia is quickly coming up. All right, Thailand, of course. China is obviously right above us, so you know that. All right, we have Japan on this side as well, and South Korea. So this area here is manufacturing heaven. All right, and opportunity heaven. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little bit away from my monologue, but just wanted to sprinkle a little bit of a monologue for you guys, because if you're really thinking about coming here, now is the time to act, right? These next 3 years are the time to act for real. Like, all right. So again, this is not bashing Vietnamese women. All right. Most of these women here are very good, common woman who wants a better life. All right. And they want real love. But any country, when it comes to emotional, when you show up, you as a foreigner show up, and you're emotionally empty, you have big bankroll in your pocket, and you're just not really looking for a relationship. I mean, it turns into a transaction, my brother. So how many? And let me give you a real world scenario. You're a traveler. You're here in Vietnam. You're looking for a good time. You start paying for things that you shouldn't pay for. All right. So tonight, if you're looking for real love, don't lead with your wallet. All right. Tonight, we're going to do a self audit. All right. Self audit about ourselves, and make sure that we are up to par with being either a husband material, because that's what I hope you guys really are, but being husband material, or if you're just, what the kids out there call a simp. All right. So we're going to talk boundaries, respect, family expectations, and the difference between being generous versus just being played. You know what I'm saying? So if you're paying for the attention, that's a really bad thing. All right. So let's get into segment number one. Forgive me. Let me look. All right. So are you? Oh, here's my little handy dandy. Okay. So this is gonna be our show. This is what we're gonna talk about. All right. So you can see. All right. Segment number one. We're in it right now. We're just in it right now. So are you generous or are you a walking ATM? Well, have you ever? Let's put it this way. Let me define what generous means. It means that you have a choice in the matter, that you have good timing, and that you're respectful. All right. If you're 18, if you're classified, and these are my definitions, all right? These are not, by any means, what is the world standard, okay? But if you're an ATM, right, you're coming here with short-term thinking. You're either okay with spending, you have entitlement, and you're ready to guilt these women into whatever you want. Okay, dude. The biggest difference here is that Vietnamese, you can find whatever you're looking for. I'm gonna be honest. You can find whatever you're looking for because it's here. It's here. I'm telling you guys, the big difference is you just need to either feel it's whether you feel appreciated or whether you feel managed. Now, what I mean by managed and appreciated is that if you're looking to be here long term, if you're looking to be here long term, you it's okay to be generous. It's okay to be generous, but you shouldn't lead with your wallet like that. Why? Because then they see you as a wallet only, right? When you're on a date here, there's there's a big difference between like what we think in the West. We think, oh, let's take her to a restaurant. Let's take her to the fanciest restaurant. Let's take her to the best of the best, right? And here, that's good, but that's not necessary. Um, they look at things different from what we do. Meaning, if you want like the best thing you could do, the best thing you could do right off the bat is invite her to a coffee. Like I know, that's crazy, right? I know, but they like that. They actually expect that. To be honest, they actually expect like, okay, go get some coffee because the type of date you bring them on will put you in that box. Whether you're either someone they can just call for dinner, someone they can call for a meal, items, whatever, or whether they see you as long-term partner. All right. Here it's different, man. I know some of this, most of this stuff can apply all over, but what I'll say is that be on the cautious side of spending your money, especially in the beginning, because we all know if you're older, you would know how you start, and I'll let you finish that, is how you finish, right? And so how you start is definitely what you need to continue within that relationship. All right. So my rule is money should never be your main personality. I know, I know. Most of us get this. I know you guys get this. We understand this. You're like, Kev, I understand. But how many times have you seen on social media people getting taken advantage of? Like, dudes, you would think like, bro, don't you know this? They don't know this. They don't know this. It's different. You come to Vietnam and you see a pretty little Asian, little tight little mummy, and you're like, everything else goes out the window, right? Whatever KT said goes out the window. You know what I'm saying? I understand. We've all been there, man. But I'm just saying, the difference between being generous is someone who's patient. Okay, be patient. If you're looking for a long-term thing, be patient. Okay, because man, these Vietnamese, I'll put it this way, and I don't want to. I'm gonna choose my words carefully for YouTube, but um, the longer they wait, the more wife material they are. I know, I know. It's that's natural, right? But here, that's actually a thing. You're gonna find a lot of V words here, and I'll just be honest. Okay, so being generous is okay, but it can lead to a slippery slope. So just be careful. All right. Let's go to our segment number two. Uh, bear with me here. All right. So before we start talking about gold diggers or being used, let's talk about let we just have to be honest. All right. I'm really picking my words carefully because I just don't want to get banned from YouTube and stuff. So forgive me for I'm picking my words here. All right. Um, a lot of men here they show up with money, but they have no emotional skill set, no leadership, no calm. All right, no standards, man. It's weird. You'd be surprised how many people come here and they just have that. They just don't. They're just like, duh, 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 duh. And I'm like, bro, you have to come here with a plan. Like this place will swallow you up. I mean, there's people every week that's missing here. Honestly, and it's from the West. They're from the West. Be careful, gentlemen. Seriously, be careful. All right? Because people talk a good game online and then they come here and then I meet them and then they're doing a completely different thing. All right? Just be careful. All right? Have standards, gentlemen. All right? And then their money becomes just their only flex, man. So you attract what you do here in Vietnam. All right. Be careful. All right. I can't stress this enough. Be careful. All right. So in this next part, I'm gonna break down what being financially loud actually looks like. All right. So what this signals for people that are around your neighborhood, around where you're staying at in the your travel accommodations. All right. Because remember, you're going to be a traveler, and then you're going to typically you'll establish a neighborhood, a general neighborhood where you like. This is what we all do. We leave, go back, tie up our affairs, come back to that same neighborhood. So remember, when you're a traveler, be on your best behavior. Okay, just be on your best behavior because you're generally probably going to stay in that neighborhood, probably your first year. Okay, because you traveled there, you saw it, you met good people, you met good friends, you met ladies there, right? It's really good to keep a good reputation here. Okay, seriously, um, that is everything. Even with Vietnamese, boots on the ground here, its reputation is everything. Because again, I see it every day. Um, Expats getting screwed over by Vietnamese, whether it's a girl that like a girlfriend, an ex-girlfriend, or an ex-wife screwed over her foreigner boyfriend. They were married. This happens every week, every day, guys. So just be careful. All right. I know. It happens everywhere. It happens all over. It happens in the U.S. as well. But here, pardon me, here, I'll say there's little ramification for us, right? If you're lucky. Okay. Remember, Vietnam's a developing country. Um, it's that we don't have the same liberties like they do. Okay. So just be mindful of that. All right. So let's get into this. Let's get into our next one here. So emotionally broke and financially loud. So some men, what does that mean? What do you think that means? Emotionally broke, financially loud, right? Do you guys know of a person? Type one in the chat if you know a person when I said that. that instantly came. It could be a male or female that instantly came. Type of one in the chat if you know a person that's like that, or maybe you are that person. But yeah, I mean, I'll say this: some men lead with spending because they fear rejection. Gentlemen, I, I promise you, man, I've been living here 6 years. Okay, the old Vietnam is away. The old Vietnam is gone. The new Vietnam is the new modern Vietnam going into 2030. This place is not, you're not gonna know, you're not gonna know what this place is about. You have to understand what it used to look like. It's gonna look completely different. You have to understand that what I'm seeing on boots on the ground is that if you are a stable person up here, if you're a stable person, what it doesn't matter really how old you are. If you are a stable person, you have a little bit of a bankroll, you're financially literate, you are a gold mine here. I'm just saying, man. You just have to get boots on the ground. You just really do. That's what the name of the game is right now. And you got to kind of figure out your lane. This is what I teach on this channel is that you could do this. Really, you can really do this, man. Once you get your foot on the ground and you start to meet people, you'll see what I'm talking about. Many people have already done that here because of this channel. I'm telling you guys. All right. So don't when you get here, when you come here and you're a traveler, be open. Be open emotionally. You're gonna beat 95% of the men that are here if you're just happy. And I'll tell you what it means. Just be happy and have a good aura about you, and don't be creep and don't be a weirdo, but just be yourself. Be open to exchange languages, and you're gonna meet women left and right. I'm telling you, it's crazy. Don't overgive, because if you overgive, you can feel like you're buying their safety, their attention, and their loyalty. Trust me, it's easy to just that's cool. It's 100K. It's just 100,000. It's 50,000. It's fine. It's just 200,000. It's cool. It's just what that equates is. It's just $200,008 US. 100K. It's just $4 US. It's just 50K. That's just $2 US. You know, and then you start giving everybody because there's millions of them, right? Be careful, man, because when you start to overshare, and especially with your girl, that could there's a fine line to where you're giving like people money or gifts or items, and she could look at you with resentment because she's like, but aren't that's our money, right? Even if it's your money, it's our money, right? And so just understand that she's always watching what you're doing. How you start is how you finish, okay? And if you're spending, if you come here and you're spending your money, it obviously you know this, it attracts people, it tests your limits, right? Money in general tests your limits. Remember, there's enough once you start a relationship, there's enough pressure on you and your Vietnamese girlfriend. So just understand that one less stress is good for you. Okay, it's excellent. All right. So if you're gonna give and be generous, be open. Be open. Okay. Be open emotionally. Okay. If you need money to feel confident, fix that first. All right. I totally, absolutely agree with this. Fix that first. Okay. Um, I I would definitely say this. I would say this. There's too many unemotionally available men that are here as expats that I've noticed. It's not my business. I'm just being a casual observer, especially here, man. It's weird. Ho Chi Minh City, it's the mecca for a man, for a Western man. It's the mecca, and when it comes to women and meeting women and dating women, And so, that's, if you like that kind of stuff, I do. Don't get me wrong. I did it. But when I went up to Hanoi, it was, I loved the conservativeness that you could feel and see, right? I didn't need it in my face like Ho Chi Minh. I didn't need it in my face, but this is where the business is at, right? This is where everything is happening. And so, um, guys get lost here in Ho Chi Minh pretty quickly when it comes to the females. So I'm just trying to drop some nuggets for you guys. All right. Emotionally broke, financially loud. Make sure you guys are, when whatever you're dealing with emotionally, deal with that shit when you're home. Because if you bring it abroad, like once you're gone, then who knows if you're gonna, who knows what's gonna happen, right? So just be careful. All right. I got one comment. The mixed American. What's up, brother? Thank you for joining me, man. The mixed American says, "Yep." Thanks, man. Appreciate it, bro. Okay, so let's get into segment 3. Let's go to our boundary. This is about boundaries and tests, man. Red flags. All right. I mean, everyone knows, man. Everyone knows red flags. I can't stress this enough that I've been doing YouTube 2 years now, and I've seen, no matter how much I preach on this channel about red flags and Vietnamese girls, red flags, and what to look out for, guys seem to always get got. I just don't understand it. So I wrote out some things here for this section, specifically for this section. So let me find it real quick. Bear with me. I think I just thought I had it. Okay. All right. So yeah. So for this segment, I just really want you guys to understand that the core idea of this segment is generosity is not a problem. All right. Yeah. The core idea of this is that it rarely starts with just a huge request. Okay. With your Vietnamese girl, once you've had her, just understand that these are some of the red flags that I've heard from my guys at work, what I hear online specifically, and I just want you guys to be aware of it, man, because this I've heard this happen in Philippines as well, and even in Thailand. Okay, before I got on YouTube, I heard about these things, and girls asking for favors and so forth and so on. So uh, I just want you guys to understand that it rarely starts with like, hey, my mom's in the hospital. It, it's usually little stuff, right? All right. So, it'll start with a little small test, and then obviously it'll increase over time. That's how you know. My thing for me is if a woman asks me for money in the first year, in general, in the first year, it's kind of a red flag for me. Now, of course, 50, like a little under $100, that's cool, man. I'm cool. I'm cool with that. That's cool. But yeah, even here, the girls don't really ask for money. My lady never asked for money ever. I honestly can't even remember if she's ever asked me for money, to be honest, in almost 4 years. Like, and of course I give her money, but it's something different where I would rather give than and because that, as a man, that makes us feel like we're supporting, you know what I'm saying? And so, and if a woman asks me in the first 6 months, I'll be honest, she asked me for anything in the first 6 months. Obviously, if it's 20K, 50K, 100K, that I'm not talking about that little money. I'm talking about if she's asking me for like a million, which is 40 USD. If she's asking for a million, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, then you can see that's a red flag here. That's a huge red flag here in Vietnam. Okay, and I would say that a woman probably here, they have pride here. So if they're not, if the first date, you should always take care of, and you should pretty much take care of everything. Okay, I did, I've done, I will for the rest of my life. I will, and I'm cool with that. But not everyone's like me. Okay, I come from the old school of 80s, 90s. I grew up in the 90s. That's what people. That's what they did. That's what I continue to do. Men since then have, I'll say, the generation after us, they're cool, but after that, it's gone. Okay. I think it's manly to take care of your lady. Okay. If that's the one, obviously there's millions of men who believe the same thing. Okay. So here, women will, they obviously don't make the same amount of money that we do, but if it's a coffee, if she doesn't try with that, just to offer you a coffee or buy a cookie, or something small that you guys were there and she wanted to take care of it, that's a huge, 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 huge green flag. Huge green flag if she offers that. Okay, not every Vietnamese woman is going to do that, but if a Vietnamese woman decides to buy you something, that's another huge green flag. Okay, that's something your ears should perk up and say, oh, and then really understand that. Generally, um, it's accepted. It's okay. It's okay for them to pay little things. Okay, just small little things. All right. But here are some common boundary tests that you could say. All right. So here are some of the things that she will tell you is what I'm trying to say. All right. These are red flags. Okay. If she asks you for money at all, okay, this urgent test, the urgent test. I need it right now. I need it right now, babe. Babe, I need it right now. Okay. Clearly, that's going to be a huge red flag. What you need? What do you mean? She's going to get the second one. She's going to give you a guilt test. All right. If you love me, right? Don't deal with that shit. Okay. That's when I gotta go. Okay. I gotta go. All right. Any of these urgency tests, I need it right now. Guilt test, if you love me, you would do this, right? What about the comparison test? My friend's boyfriend does this, so why don't you do it? You know, I've just never. I mean, this list, I've just never had a woman do this stuff to me. It's weird. Um, the next one, crisis test. Something happened. Please help. What about the escalation test? Okay. Requests grow faster than trust grows. So again, if she's escalating and you guys have been together 3 months and you're like, bruh, I'm not giving you 1 million. What are you talking about? And then it's like, oh, I just need 2 million. I just need 3 million. I need 4 million. It happens, man. I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but people tell me all the time. I'm telling you, every month it happens. All right. And especially with this channel, man, people message me every week about things going wrong here in Vietnam for them. And a lot of the things, it's women. These guys, you guys got to watch out, man. I mean, seriously. Like on this channel, like I try to teach you guys healthy boundaries and to how to grow your relationship, or how to grow a relationship with a Vietnamese woman. It's not easy, man. Like if you find the right one, it's easy, super easy. All right. Vietnamese women are ride or dies, man. Like straight up. You find a good one, I swear to you, I swear on this channel, I swear. If you find a really genuinely decent Vietnamese woman here in Vietnam, you're gonna be very, very successful. If you come with good intention, you're gonna be very, very, very happy with what you got. I promise that. All right. So remember, like in any relationship, it can go in two different directions, right? Like you, the trust increases. That's how you know. Like if you start feeling like, oh man, like I can trust her to do this. I can trust her to little things, man. Like I can trust her to hold my key, um, and so I can leave town. You know what I mean? She can, sit in my apartment. You know what I mean? Start building those kind of things. Don't rush into things. Don't bring your girl just met her online and then you want to move her in. Don't do that. Okay? Get to know each other. Like I know it takes time, but that time is going to cement you guys. It's going to cement you guys. I promise you. All right? And then a really good green flag, a green flag as well, is when you start to see that she starts owning responsibilities for your relationship. For example, she pays for something little. I remember when my lady paid for the first time, and I think it'd probably been like, I don't know, it was like within the first week, but of us dating seriously. And I now that I'm thinking about it, I even before we started dating, we went to a couple coffee dates. It wasn't a date, but it was just like you want to go get some tea or tea or coffee. I mean, literally, that's how easy it was. But that was the start, man. Man, oh man, the days, but the good old days. But I'll say this. I'll say this. I think she offered to pay the second time we met up. And then I was like, nah, I'm good. I was like, I got it. But it stuck in my mind. And that to me was like, huh. Because before her, none of the girls even offered. Not even a close to offering. Like it was kind of like more demanding. You know what I mean? Like when the bill would come, they would just sit there like magically get on their phone. And so that's kind of how like it was. That's what I saw was a green flag in my mind. And so I'm just kind of letting you guys in on a little what I saw. You know what I mean? And what I saw in my woman. And so that's what led me to continue going down that path. Was okay. So she paid. She wanted to pay for that. That's cool. And then I just kept going. That's how you guys are gonna do. All right. That's the best case scenario. But you gotta get here first. You gotta get here first to be long term because if you're only here for 3 months and then you meet someone, well, she's gonna immediately ask you, okay, you're only here for a short time. In her mind, you're here for a short time. So it's not going to go anywhere. So you're shooting yourself in the foot if you don't at least give yourself a shot and plan to be here 6 months or a year uh, consistently. Okay. Then that way you give yourself a shot, like truly. But if you're here 6 months or below and you don't know if you're coming back or whatever, don't even think about getting into a relationship because these people, reputation's everything. I'm telling you. All right. So again, if responsibility and trust starts to increase, then those are huge green flags. All right, go for it, man. Those red flags, though, make sure that you keep your boundary. All right. If she starts giving you that lip, I need this, I need that, I need that. That's when it's time to go. All right. That's for you young boys. All right. I know the OGs. You don't get fooled, right? Tell me if you ever got fooled, whether it was in Vietnam or whether it was in Thailand or whether it was in Cambodia. Tell me a story. Um, but yeah, that's what I would say. All right. What I would say is that if you're looking for, like, I'll say this: if responsibility increases but your trust doesn't, oof, I feel bad for you. All right. Get out as fast as you can. All right, because you're being used. Straight up. Straight up. How I knew that I wasn't being used was I knew, one, we worked together, and two, I could see it in her eyes from the minute, from the freaking minute we started dating, that I could see her she was so genuine. Like it came through her eyes. And to this day, still same shit. So my hope for you guys who view this and who watch the channel, I hope that you guys can experience what I'm experiencing in this relationship, because the genuineness of a Vietnamese woman is, it's pure, man. It's super pure. All right. So yeah, definitely, you guys just be careful. All right, just be careful. Let me go to, um, if she's disrespectful at all. If she's disrespectful at all, um, disappearing on you, if she's wanting to punish you, whatever. You know this, man. You guys know this is red flag. I know a lot of you. I know some of y'all, some freaky boys. So I know some of y'all like that shit. But um, when I was younger, I liked it. Now that I'm 42, it ain't the play no more. I like a calm girl. I'll be honest. I like a calm lady. Um, she's in the streets. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for. I found a healthy woman, who by no means is perfect, but I like that. And so I like a person who's not put together. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of you as well. So remember, um, you see some red flags, dip. All right, let's get into our fourth. What about what the family actually is looking for? So you guys know this. You know this. You know that Vietnamese families are number one here. It's going to be number one in your relationship. Now, it depends on, there's a lot of turmoil in the Vietnamese families, to say it lightly. So, what I'm going to say is that have respect, always have respect. Respect here is number one. All right. Excuse me. Excuse me. You are so have respect when you are dating a Vietnamese girl, straight up, because daddy looking. You know what I'm saying? and to be honest, it's not even going to be about dad. It's going to be about mom. All right, mom is the real backbone of the family. If you didn't know, now you know. Okay, and so the easier you can get on with and get along with mama is the faster and better and stronger and more connected your relationship is going to be. All right, that's what I'm feeling. That's what I've put my investment in, and I put my investment into her family as well. But they've never asked me for a dime. And so I know some Vietnamese families, they asked their foreigner boyfriend, their daughter's boyfriend, husband, fiance, whichever stage you are. Um, they ask for money all the time. I'm so lucky, man. I'm so lucky that my lady's family is traditional but yet modern at the same time. I recommend that you guys find a woman that's like that, right? Someone who goes to church every week, that's religious about that fears God. Um, they're here. There's millions of them, and they're just literally here. They're just here. They're just working. They're just living life, doing nothing really. Really, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Really doing nothing. So they're just waiting for you guys to just come over here and swoop them up, take them back to the U.S. or not. I mean, that's the skinny, and I'm gonna keep it a buck with you guys, 100%. Okay, that's there's millions of them. I work with hundreds of them, and I'm being honest. Okay. Um, yeah, there's a lot of people, a lot of young people, and what I mean by young people, I'm talking about 30 and under, lost, no direction, including females, no direction. It's really weird, man. Just working and it's just crazy, bro. Anyways, if you want a serious long-term outcome, family perception matters a lot. I mean, it's everything, man. What families here in Vietnam they care about, obviously they care about stability, right? And what I mean by stability, I'm talking about you have a good job, you make good money, right? Think about it. Vietnam's they make around on average about 350 USD a month. Okay, so that equates to about 7 million. That's about we'll just round up to 8 million VND, 8 million VND per month, 350 USD. Okay, so that's average. All right. Obviously, people make more. Obviously, people make less. Okay, but that's average. And so, if the Vietnamese man, yes, there's stress, but if the Vietnamese man and the Vietnamese family can live on that, I know we're foreigners. We have a different level. We have a different level of everything. I'll be honest, and it's generally higher. That we want more stuff, right? So if they can make it on 8 million, you can make it on 35, 40 million. Okay. Which is over $1,000. They're looking for. So what I mean by that is their families don't care whether you make 8 million or 40 million, as long as you have a job and you are consistent with your job. Okay. Stability, this one matters the most. Okay. One of the most. They're all the same, but this one is probably number one, 1A. All right. So stability, it means job, it means having a stable routine, and it means having a responsible lifestyle. Okay. And obviously, what I mean by routine is being consistent with your relationship. Okay. Being consistent meaning if you are the type of guy who helps out around the house, be consistent with that. If you are the guy who hires the cook, the maid, the cleaner, the maid, then do that. All right. And be consistent about it. If you're the guy who goes shopping, be consistent about it. If you're the guy who fixes things, do that. Be consistent about that. All right. If you're the guy who goes to work and comes home and hangs out with your family, be consistent with that. Don't don't be that guy who's consistent for many, 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 many months, many, 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 many years of going to work, coming home, going to work, staying with the family, being good guy, and then suddenly you're off your routine. All right. That matters more. The routine matters more than you think here in a relationship aspect. Okay. Because think about it. You if you have a stable job, you're making good ass money in the top 5% of all earners. If you're an English teacher, you are earning in the top 5% of all people in this country. You're in the top 5%. Does it? I mean, trust me, it feels like it. Okay, it does. Your lifestyle, it matters. If you are a guy who saves, it matters. If you're a guy who goes out, and you have a girl who stays home, it's not gonna work out. If you guys both go out, good, then that's good. If you guys don't drink, but you guys go out, that's even better, right? So Vietnamese women don't really drink like that. If you find a girl who drinks, that's a red flag. All right. Vietnamese women don't smoke cigarettes. They don't drink or smoke. So they're cool with you drinking, smoking, but within reason. Um, they Vietnamese women kind of hate drinking. I'll be honest. They tolerate more smoking cigarettes. So just depends on your Vietnamese girl, but generally, just to give you a little heads up. All right. Alcohol they generally don't like. It's not that they don't like it. It's just that they're more weary of it. All right. So what the families they care about is intent. So are you serious or is this just temporary? All right. Is their daughter temporary? Okay. So yeah, obviously, if you're here for a long term, you have a job, then that already signals to them that he's here for at least a year, right? So they don't even, I'll be honest, I don't think that they took me seriously. My girl's family, I don't think they really took me seriously until year two, to be honest. I can't confirm or deny that, but how things kind of worked out and how it felt. All right. They knew I wasn't here for just a temporary time, and then obviously we had been together for 2 years by that point. So they were like, "Oh, okay, all right, well, okay, all right, KT, all right, I see you." And now 2 years later, almost 4 years now, and now they're like, "I'm part of the family now." You know what I mean? So stability, intent, right? Obviously we know this. If you're serious, cool. If you're not, the more serious you are, the better the family will love you, obviously. Okay. Respect, it's how you speak. How are you and how do you behave in public? Also, the biggest thing, how do you treat their daughter? I've seen a lot of guys mistreating their Vietnamese women. I've seen it. I don't speak on Vietnamese dynamic ever. That's not my business, and that's not your business either. But whenever I speak with about foreigner and Vietnamese dynamic always. So whenever I reference anything, that's what I'm referencing. Um, but I've absolutely seen it, and it's not a good thing. It's not a good look. So just be mindful about how you speak. Obviously, I have people on my channel that watch me in my real life that I see every week. And so, yeah, I have to be mindful because obviously my girl, her family watches this stuff as well. And so my girl watches this stuff too. So what I'm saying is, I hope you understand what I'm dropping off is that everybody knows what you do. And so if you are someone who talks as a public figure who talks, then you need to be mindful about how you speak because Vietnamese people are very sensitive people, very sensitive people, and I'll probably get some shit for that. But I got to keep it a buck with you guys because I don't want you guys getting upset with Vietnamese people because they misunderstood something you said, and that happens all the time, man. And I'm just looking out for you guys. All right. So how you speak to other people here in Vietnam, no matter what, matters a lot. All right. It really does. Because the community, you are around them. Okay. So and the community talks a lot. They're talking shit all the time. You know what I mean? Um, but they could be your worst enemies or they could be your best ally. So I'm just giving you guys little nuggets, man. It's good to treat your neighbors good. All right. Treat them well. All right. Um, how you talk to your girl in public, how you guys are together in public. Everybody's watching you guys, especially if you're a foreigner. No matter what, if you have white skin, black skin, brown skin, yellow skin, for the kids, um, it doesn't matter. If you're a foreigner, they're watching you. So be careful, be mindful. All right, don't act a fool. Don't act a fool in public. I know most of you guys don't. So, and then treat their daughter with respect, bro. I mean, man, if if their daughter is showing you red flags, it's on you as the man and the head of your household to dip as fast as you can. All right. One of my dear friends, Liz, in England, told me. Shout out to you, Liz. Told me that I don't even know if I could even say this on YouTube, but the three F's, like Frank, the three F's, right? And I'll never forget this. This was in Morocco when we were traveling, when I was traveling the world. This was in Morocco, and shout out to you, Liz. She said the three. She said I always tell my sons the three F's, and I'm like, what's the three F's? She said, find them, from them, right? Plug them. You know what I'm saying? Forget them. Find them, plug them, forget them, right? And I went, huh. I was like, you ain't never lied, you know? And it was like pretty profound for me because I've never heard it come from a woman before. It always came from a man. Men, of course, would be like, hey, he dang go, but coming from a woman, it made me. And this was 2000. This was right before I came to Vietnam, 2019. Yeah, this was in late 2019. So yeah, shout out to you, Liz. Okay, so respect. So we have stability, intent, respect. The fourth one is going to be consistency. Again, showing up and following through. Okay, that goes without saying. The most you the if you say something, do it. Okay. Here, a lot of people say shit, but they never fucking follow through. Okay. And a lot of Vietnamese, you're gonna run into this, is that a lot of Vietnamese will tell you something, but it won't happen in the time that they say. All right. Then it's like there's a bunch of excuses. Okay. And generally, it comes to money. That's how it happens about money, right? Super eager for you to get to the job, do work, whatever. But then as soon as you come and want to collect, it's a bunch of effing excuses. So, um, but on the flip hand, for them, it doesn't matter. They're Vietnamese. This is Vietnam. But for you, it matters. They're gonna shame you. They're gonna try to make you out to be a bad person. Okay, this is where the reputation is huge here. Okay, you can shame them, name and shame them. Things will happen here, but if they do that to you, you're pretty screwed. Okay, because then there's like this gang mentality. Be careful. All right. Um, Reputation is everything. Being consistent. If you say you're going to do something, show up, show up. Okay. Be on time, be early. Okay. Just things that you learned when you were a child, when you were a young lad coming up, you were a young man coming up. Now you're looking, you know how to handle yourself. I mean, I'm just telling you the things that matter here in Vietnam. These are the things that matter. Okay. The real things. No bullshit, no cap. All right. This is the real shit. Okay. Number 5 is going to be self control. All right. Now, this one is massive. Okay. Because a lot of Vietnamese men don't have the self control. Um, excuse me. Some Vietnamese men don't have self control. I can't say a lot. Some. Okay. Because there's a huge drinking culture here. All right. So for self control, number one is control your drinking. It's super affordable, super cheap to drink here. Make sure that, I got into it. I got into drinking beer. Beer's 30 cents, two for 80 cents. You know what I mean? Uh, 25 cents, 10 cents, right? You could find that everywhere. man. And so luckily, post COVID, the drinking culture has risen, but it wasn't like on the streets, like it was pre-COVID. Because pre-COVID, we were drinking on the streets, hanging out, and just to give you guys a little note, you can drink on the streets here in Vietnam. Just so you know, you can. Okay, uh, clip that. You can. Okay, you can drink. And that's as far as I know. Okay, so women, Vietnamese women, they care about your drinking. I'm telling you right now, don't go into a relationship. Again, if if you're an alcoholic in the beginning, how you start, try not to be an alcoholic when you finish. Okay. And it's funny because like I stopped drinking a year ago, um, and literally 1 year ago, which is kind of weird because it just happened. But it just kind of gets boring. I never was a huge drinker to begin with. I've always been a smoker. So I've always smoked. Ugh. But drinking, they hate it. Okay. Just try to limit it. Eventually, the longer you stay here, the longer you're going to quit. The quicker you'll quit. You'll see. Okay. Just like I did. Partying is a huge thing. It depends on where you live, but if you could Vietnam, if you know where to find a party, and I'm not talking about like a house party and shit, those things don't exist. But if you know where to really party, if you get my drift, that exists everywhere throughout Vietnam. Okay. Um, if you can limit that or not do it or do it with your girl, um, it's cool. Vietnamese women, they don't really like that kind of shit. That's a man thing. They're cool with a lot of them will be cool with you going with your boys to go out and have a good time, but a lot of them they probably won't be cool with you if you said, "Hey, I'm going out with the boys and we're gonna go in this area," right? You got to build trust with your girl. Okay, I'm not saying that you can't go out. Obviously you can't be controlled, right? But if you have a healthy relationship, you communicate, you stay consistent, you stay respectful of family, you've done everything you can, everything, right? You've done it all to have a healthy relationship. It's healthy to be able to let your hair down and have a good time, but just do it responsibly, you know what I'm saying? And with responsible people, okay? Make sure, and that goes into the last one, reputation. Oh, excuse me. I have two more points for self-control. All right. So self-control. We have drinking. Control your drinking. Control two, partying. Number three, your anger. Okay, man. I've been very, very transparent with on this channel about how Vietnam can test you every day. Uh, Let me give you an example about how traffic is, right? You're just like, bro, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? You almost hit me. You almost made me fall. You almost did this. I mean, it's constant every day. It's just when you be careful when you drive, okay? Because if you go too fast, that's on you because you can hit shit. People, I mean, you've seen the pictures. The traffic is like this. It really is like that, but there's a way, there's a system of traffic. Okay. I've been driving here for 6 years. I know how the Vietnamese drive, right? You, as a new person, I wouldn't recommend you doing that. Okay. Unless you take some sort of lessons from someone who's been doing it for a long time. Get on the back of their bike, not a grab bike. You're not going to learn doing a grab bike. You're only going to learn how to drive if you take the plunge and drive. That's it. Okay. Going to a driving test, whatever. It doesn't exist unless you pay like 8 to 10 million to take a driving test and get your license. Okay. So I'm giving you guys on this channel, I'm giving you guys like the real deal shit. Okay. I'm telling you straight up. This is what people do here every day. Okay. So Your anger, it can get the hold of you. Excuse me, it can get a hold of you if you allow it to. Okay. Um, I get angry every day. It's just how you deal with it. That's how I deal with it, right? The thing I get angry about is traffic. Okay, that's generally when I'm on the bike. I chill. I chill. But then there's this the minute you really do just chill, like you think I got this, that's when you're gonna bust your ass straight up. So you always need to be aware when you're traveling on the road and driving. Cars, buses, everybody, there's a system. Okay. There's a system of driving. I'm gonna do a video about driving as well. All right. So last one for self-control is arrogance. Arrogance. All right. Make sure that your arrogance and your anger are in check when you're in Vietnam. Because there are countries that when you travel that you're like, I probably shouldn't fight here. I probably shouldn't do this here. I probably shouldn't do this here. You know what I'm saying? There's other countries where you're like, I can get away with a bunch of shit over here. Yes, you can get away with a bunch of stuff. You can get it. You can. But understand, there's CCTV video cameras everywhere on people's homes. CCTV. Yeah. Closed caption. Okay. Closed caption cameras. I have two of them. Okay. Some people's houses have three, four, five cameras. We basically every house has one inside and they have outside. So you're on someone's camera always, generally. Okay. People are watching. So just be careful, man. Even if you think you don't see not near camera, there's probably 10, 20, 30 looking at you. For real. I'm being honest. All right. And then not to mention the CCTVs that the actual government has been putting up, the AI cameras that that can spot you and spot this and spot that. Yeah. Those are rolling out as literally as we speak. And they rolled them up. They rolled them out first as like a pilot in Hanoi. I think this was like in December last year, 25. Yeah, they just did it. They literally just did it. So it's coming to Ho Chi Minh as well, if not already here as well. I believe it's already here too. I believe they did it another pilot somewhere not far from here. So they're rolling that out. So just be careful. Your anger, one moment, trust me, man. One moment's not worth it, man. Trust me. Your arrogance, keep that in check, men. Keep that in check. We make more money than these guys. We live a better life than they do. And your girl, keep her in check as well, because obviously she's with you. Um, that's social status. I mean, her level just went up, right? So she automatically has like, how women are, man. No offense to women out there, but when a woman's status gets up, they're like, and they start shitting on other women. Stay humble, guys. Stay humble. All right. You'll go further here in Vietnam than you will um, being arrogant. And we'll just leave it at that. All right. And then last point, what families usually care about with their when you're dating them, reputation, man. Reputation. How do you represent your girl socially? This is more important than you guys think, man. This is more important than you guys think, because what you do, what you do online matters. What you do outside, how you treat people, if you haven't noticed this, everything's tying in together, right? How you represent, you are an extension of her, right? So, example, I have a disagreement with a guy on the street, for example, anytime. And I'm with my girl, this is an example, and I'm with my girl, they don't come at me. They'll come at me in the beginning, and it'll be like, yeah, f you, no, f you, blah, 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 whatever, right? Just for example, they go after my girl. They go after her and be like, "You're with this blah, 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 in Vietnamese. Blah, 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 you're with him." You know what I mean? Get him in line and then. See? And then what does that do for your relationship? Then it starts, it gets her pissed off, it gets her embarrassed, right? Remember, this is her country, right? So there are norms here, but still, and so those are some situations where you're just like, bro, you disrespected me, you cut me off, and you're yelling at my girl. What the fuck, you know? And so keep control, all right? So you ask yourself, what makes a foreigner look unserious? Well, I've heard this from multiple Vietnamese women over 6 years, like more than I can count on a hand, on two hands, to be honest. All right. I say, well, then why don't you date a foreign man? Are you interested in a foreign guy? And these are the things that they've told me, right? They told me uh, I don't like foreign guys because they always party. They always go out. They always have girls around. They're either too loud, rude, or they're disrespectful in public. I'm I mean, hey man, I laugh sometimes because I say, hey, you know, being a brother, being a brother, we loud in general. Not all of us, of course, not all of us, but a lot of us. And being American, I'm loud. Um, but you can be loud and be goofy and stuff and be American as some of the Europeans would like to say online. American, loud American. Well, I'm sorry, that's the way we are. Some of us, most of us. um, but being loud here. Just tone it down a little bit. Just tone it down a little bit. It's okay. All right. Don't be disrespectful in public. They don't take kindly to that shit. Being disrespectful in public. All right. Talking like Vietnam is a playground. Like that was a big thing that I heard. That this was probably like a couple years ago. That they treat Vietnam like. I mean, don't treat like my philosophy is don't treat Vietnam like you would treat your country. Let me say that again. Don't treat Vietnam like you would treat your country. Treat it better, right? I can't tell you how many times that I've picked up trash on as I'm walking around, in the areas that I'm at. Um, just try to make it better somehow. Every day, try to make it better because it get I get it. It gets disheartening when you pick up like your neighborhood trash. You start collecting like literal trash on the ground, and then the next day it's trash everywhere. It's like, bro, it's worse. You're like, brother, are you kidding me? So these are the things that makes foreigners look unserious here. I mean, treating Vietnam like you can just f around with all these type of girls. You don't think that these girls talk? You don't think they do? Newsflash, they do. It doesn't matter if you're up in Hanoi and then you move to Saigon. These somehow they'll find out somehow, and it'll be a girlfriend of a girlfriend who knew this girl who saw this post about you. It was like, don't date this dude, and then somehow it got back to your girl. I'm telling you, it's more connected than you think here. So just be mindful, okay? They if you're just a playboy, you don't have a chance to get into with a Vietnamese girl long term. All right. And then what the last thing that they told me was that why they think foreign men are unserious is acting like money should automatically earn them admiration. So you big ballin', right? You got, you come here. We know the money good. You're You're an instant billionaire if you've got, 40K, 40,000 USD in the bank. You're a billionaire in Vietnam. So congratulations, man. You could buy anything. You can get a lot of shit with 1 billion. Okay. But don't come here with that like, well, shit, I got money, so you bow down to me. It's not gonna work. Actually, it's probably gonna get your ass kicked out of the country, to be honest. Uh, if you continue with that attitude, to be honest. All right, come here with respect, man. Honestly, come here with respect. You're gonna find yourself a good girl. I promise that. Be the example you would want your son to be, your future son to be, if you don't have kids, and be that guy that your daughter would eventually want to find. Right? You don't have to be perfect now, but if you're looking for someone, then tighten up your game. You know, I mean, money can be made. You can earn stuff, right? But tighten your game up here. It's really important, man, because if you guys have ever been raised with sisters, you'll understand what I'm talking about. The emotional EQ matters probably more than you providing. You know what I mean? Monetarily. You know this. I have three sisters, man. So I got it. I got a crash course in how to treat women, how to be humble and respectful, so forth and so on. And so if you have sisters, you guys have an advantage. All right. Now on the flip side, they I asked them, so then what makes a foreigner look like a husband to you? And what like husband material? And so, you know, I wasn't expecting a couple of these answers that I got, to be honest. But it kind of makes sense, right? So when I say these, are you this, right? If you are already, then get on down here. Get on down to the get down. Come on down, because females are waiting for you. Like I'm telling you guys, everybody's going to Da Nang. There's nothing over there. It's here. It's in Ho Chi Minh, straight up. So they said, number one, they said they like what makes a foreigner husband material. They said number one, calm. They said that calm, respectful, and um, they can rely on that guy. So reliable. I was like, calm, huh? Yeah, calm. Uh, would I say Vietnamese men are calm? Yeah, I would. I would say they're calm. Um, there's obviously some that aren't so calm, but for the vast majority, yeah, Vietnamese got men are calm, so they expect you to be calm as well. All right. Then the second, they said builds relationships slowly. So they newsflash, the relationship building process, it takes a long time. Okay, it's gonna take 3 years minimum for you guys to probably be married. Okay. Now there's always rules, exceptions to the rule. Okay. But generally, um, they're gonna try to. I mean, it depends because also it depends on her age. Like my girl is 23 years old, so we've been together since she was like almost 20, but she was 19, and um, so from her and I had a private conversation about when we wanted to be married, when we wanted to have kids, and all this good stuff. So we had that years before, like years ago. And so we already knew and we had a plan. We had a plan. Talk to your girl when you have a plan. Okay? Have a plan. It really is going to help. It really is. Now, if you get a woman who's in her 40s, well, then she's gonna be like, come on, let's go. Come on, I need a baby. Maybe in her 30s, I need a baby. I need a ring. Let's go. I didn't have that pressure, so um, whatever you want, you can find for sure. All right, just make sure how you start is how you finish. Now, I knew that when my lady and I talked year one about our plans, um, and we've continuously talked over the years about it, and we've stayed consistent. I knew from the talk one that we would be able to wait for our time to get married, to have babies, to think about that life, you know? And so I knew her and I would make it. If like from day one. So if yeah, and I've never felt like that from any serious relationship I ever did. So she, to give her credit, she gave me the reassurance that, like emotionally, that it was that she was here, she was invested. So what I'm saying for you guys is that you need to, if you find a woman that your EQ is like you're vibing, stick with that girl. See what's up. Like for real. Doesn't matter, like it really doesn't matter um where she comes from, like in the country. Again, these are all conservative uh, women and females here. But again, the best idea would be get someone who's modern, 50 modern, 50 conservative, 50-50, right? 50-50. So 50% modern, 50% conservative, right? So they said, one, what makes a foreigner look like husband material to you? So they said calm, number one, calm, respectful, and reliable. Number two, builds relationships slowly. And number three, shows discipline and purpose. So of course, they want someone who's driven, who has a purpose about not only business. Because the cool thing about Vietnamese women is that if you do show that discipline, where you don't drink, you slow your drinking, you stop partying, and this goes without saying. Just a side note, it goes without saying, but you should decide to stop drinking. You should decide to stop doing these things, those vices that we all have, right? Not be forced to do it. Okay. That's the best scenario, just to be honest. All right. But uh, if you if you have that discipline, it gets them, you know what? It gets them, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, man, my man's strong. You know what I mean? And here, like they've never seen no shit like you before. They've never seen shit like you before. Straight up. Um, you, I'm trying to tell you, everyone's going to Da Nang. It's weird. Like people are not coming to Ho Chi Minh City. People are not going to Hanoi. It's kind of weird. Everyone's on that trend bullshit, right? But there's so many, like, if you want to have a good time, come to Ho Chi Minh City for that. If you want to get married, and you want to have a good, consistent relationship, go to the north. Straight up, best females in Vietnam. Show discipline and purpose. You're a winner. They've never seen no shit like you before. I'm trying to tell you. All right. Last one they said was treats family with genuine respect, not a performance. Okay. Um, Again, family's number one for them. It's important that you show love to their family. Straight up. Be yourself. Let me give you a little bit. Let me give you a hint. If you can be goofy and respectful, and you can just be a little goofball and have fun, be lighthearted, you're gonna win their heart. Straight up. You're gonna win their heart. Again, they ain't seen no shit like you before. I'm being honest. They just haven't. So um like when you come here open, man. Be cool, you know? Shit, be cool, man. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So, and again, how you treat their daughter, it really does matter. It really matters. All right, let me see. I see some comments here. Let me get let me see what I got. Sorry. Let me uh, all right. The mixed American says, I prefer the Philippines, but I'd like to go to Vietnam one day. Maybe Da Nang with the beach. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, everybody wants to go to Da Nang. I understand, man. Yeah, you should check out some other parts as well, like Nha Trang. I'll be there in like 2 weeks. Go to Nha Trang for the first time. You should check out other areas. Vietnam's big, man. You know, it's massive. So you should really check out like Ha Long Bay. You should check out Phu Quoc, Phu Quoc. Sorry, my voice is a little off. So yeah, Phu Quoc and so forth. All right. And then if you come to Ho Chi Minh City, then you can check out Vung Tau. I can actually let me show you real quick. Let me pull up a map for you real quick. Just bear with me here. Let me find the right tab. Okay. Let me pull up and show you exactly what I'm talking about. Just real quick, share my screen with you. Maps. Okay. So mixed American. This is what I'm talking about. So you're talking about up here, Da Nang. And if you can follow my cursor, you're talking about right here. Okay. This place is awesome. Okay. I'm not gonna knock it. It's pretty cool. All right. They're building the infrastructure there, but I will tell you that this place right here, it's like some would say it's like the Miami of Vietnam. All right. So this is where I'm gonna be going here and here for New Year's. But um, this area is called Quy Nhon, and this is an up and coming area as well. So all along the coast, Ho Chi Minh, this is where I'm at. And then down here is called a place called Vung Tau. Vung Tau. And so this place right here is it used to be a small fishing village, but it's since then become Ho Chi Minh City, a part of Ho Chi Minh. And so it's a really nice, smaller area. But yeah, it's cool, man. Check out these areas along the coast, man. Um, and then, of course, we have Hue, of course. So once you get to Da Nang, go take a little bus to Hue, and this used to be the old capital, right? Obviously, Hanoi is the capital now, but Hue used to be the ancient capital, so they call it the ancient capital. All right, so this used to be the capital. All right, go check this place out. Okay, it's really cool, and the Emerald City, as you can see. Look at that, cool, right? Just to give you a little sneak peek. So that's kind of what it looks like. Oops. I mean, obviously I won't play the music, but like check that out. Pretty cool, right? They call this the Emerald City. Obviously you can see way up in the upper left, way Emerald City. So yeah, go and check out a place like this. And like here, if you want to live in a place like this, where this place, like this area, not this area, but obviously back here where everyone lives, it's really affordable. It's really affordable. It's probably one third of you could It's probably one third of Ho Chi Minh City, what you would spend in Ho Chi Minh City. So you'll spend, let's just say you'll spend a quarter of what you spend here in Ho Chi Minh City right now. You go over there in Hue, you're going to spend for example, you could get a place for 150 to 250 USD and it'd be awesome, like amazing, right? And then obviously the food is way cheap there too. So yeah, go for it, man. I'm looking forward to having you here, man. This would be great. But Vietnam's hot for a reason right now, guys, and it's only going to get better from here. All right, but yeah, man, go to Haiphong. This is a good port area. Okay, a huge port area. One of the biggest ones, probably like the seventh or eighth biggest port in Asia. So yeah, so yeah, man. Vietnam welcomes you. Thanks for the comment, brother. The mixed American says, yeah, her parents really get the final say in Vietnam. It's not like these other countries or Philippines. Yeah, for the most part. For the most part, it just really depends on your girl, and it depends on the dynamic of your girl and her family, between your girl, and her family. Majority, like for example, before probably 2 years before me and my girl, this is probably year two. Yeah, this was year two of mine when I was here, when I first got here. I met a girl, kind of similar situation. We worked together, and when her mom, so we started talking, and when her mom saw that she was dating someone, but then her mom found out it was me, and she didn't want her dating a black guy, or that's what she said basically. And so it happens. Her mom made her break up with me, so it happens. And what she did it immediately. It wasn't like, I mean, it was tough because it was like, huh? It was like we were going heavy, and then like all in a week, literally all in 1 month, but all in a week. This happened. Going heavy, and then blocked. No, she blocked me. All that shit. Mom was like, no contact. She quit her job, and yeah, just all like that. So I've had both. I have both, and I'm glad I have what I have now because it's the situation is better. Her parents give her, independent, more space to just, obviously I'm with her. Obviously she's with me, so they know she's in good hands. But like even when we were dating, they would give her space. You know what I mean? So it just depends on your Vietnamese girl for sure. Thanks for the comment, man. Um, the mixed American says, I've never had anybody of Vietnam ask me for money, just women. Uh, I've never had anyone of Vietnam ask me for money, just the Philippines. Yeah, I've heard. I've heard they're it's like give me, come on, you know. So yeah, that's what I've heard. Here, I mean, to be honest, if you find a Vietnamese woman that has her hand out, then that's a huge red flag, and you need to run. Like that, get it? You know what I mean? The three F's. From now on, I'll just say the three F's. All right? Find her, fa, plug her, forget her. All right? But yeah, here I haven't seen that, to be honest. I haven't seen that. It probably might be for the older Vietnamese women, the more traditional, past 30, maybe past 40. But again, they're probably gonna have their own thing going on. So, but yeah, Philippines, yeah, it's not looking good there. Appreciate the comment, bro. The Mixed American said same thing. Let's go here. Mark, let's see, Mr. Marcus. Let's see, Marcus Navigator. Sorry, brother. Marcus Navigator said it's a huge red flag if if a female asks for a mobile phone if she already has one, especially when it's been less than a year of knowing each other. For real. Yeah, for real. I totally agree. I mean, for me, it's a red flag if a woman asks me for something significant like that um, in the first year, really. I mean, unless she's down bad, you know what I mean? But it's up to you if you want to do it. But again, if I'm with a female and she's asking me for a phone in the first year, I'm like, that's a huge red flag. I don't know you. It just depends on your dynamic. You know what I mean? I mean, I would do it. Don't get me wrong, I would do that. But again, if she's picking the iPhone and all this other stuff, then that's something different. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I wouldn't do it, but it just you just gotta kind of feel the situation out. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, uh, I agree with you though. Yeah, red flag. John Golden says, I hope to get a chance to visit Vung Tau. Yeah, you should, man. I mean, you're coming, so all you gotta do is get a bus. All you gotta do is get a bus, man, for real. John Golden says, I saw the picture of the Christ statue on the hill. Yeah, yeah, they have a Christ there too, for sure. It's cool, man. I mean, there's a lot like people really focus on Ho Chi Minh City, and this is what I'm hoping that'll happen for me this year, on this channel is that people just focus on Hanoi, Da Nang, and Ho Chi Minh City. But Vietnam has a lot of areas that are really cool, man. I mean, really, they're up and coming. They're developing, and so Vietnam has an opportunity to be really special. I mean, honestly, if they do this thing right, they have a really big opportunity to really surpass any of them here because it's unique. Yeah, so that Vietnam. That's what I'm saying. Like getting here, I've seen it change in the 6 years I've been here, and I'm super excited, man. I mean, I'm not even trying to gas you guys up. I mean, I'm living it. So I'm already here. I've been here. I knew this was going to happen in 2019. Excuse me, 2020 when I came. I knew this. This is why I stayed past COVID. I knew it. I could have left. I could have been left years. I could have been left, but I stayed. Truly. So I really do hope that you do come to Vung Tau. And if it's a good time, then when I'm not working, I'll come with you. I've been in Vung Tau in a while. I got good friends there too. So thanks for the comment, brother. So let's get back to it, man. So again, just to kind of wrap this segment up here is that make sure that you are the husband material. Make sure that you can control what you can control. All right. If you have to go to work for a couple years and grind. Open up a side hustle. Get some children that you could teach English to. If you don't want to teach kids, teach adults. Business communication, communication. You know what I mean? It's like how to communicate. It's not that difficult, guys. It's really not that difficult to find some work, and to start establishing yourself now, like really now. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Her family is everything to her. Now, if they can become your family, man, you hit the jackpot, bro. So, let's get into some action steps that you guys can do that will help you. At least you can build and upgrade your plan when you get here. You know what I mean? So, I love checklists. I love making sure that putting down things that I can just check off in my mind, it just helps connect the dots. I don't know about you guys, that's my Virgo mind. All right. So I don't know, man. This is what I like. Self check. This is my self audit checklist. All right. If over my 6 years, I've asked myself these questions and something similar to these type of questions where I'm like, can I even do this shit? You know what I mean? Like, is it possible? Like, I've asked all kinds of questions, you know what I mean? And just to be frank with you, like, yeah, of course, I'm human. I have doubt as well, always. Not always, but I have doubt. I've had doubts before. Is what I'm trying to say. And so, can I stay here? Can I make this visa work? Am I good enough? In anything. You know what I mean? And you know how it is. And so, um, these are some questions that I've kind of came up with and that I've asked myself that maybe you guys should ask yourself. You know what I mean? Number one, it would be like, do I have standards? One, do I have standards or do I just want attention? Now, when you're here, when I first got here, I just wanted attention. When I first got here, I was a backpacker. I was traveling. I was hanging out. Like, man, you guys should have experienced pre-COVID Vietnam. If you have experienced uh, pre-COVID Vietnam, type a one in the chat. Give me a one in the chat. If you didn't, two. Hit a two in the chat. Spam that two, or spam that one. But yeah, it was popping. Like the streets were just popping. All right. And it was so easy to meet everybody. It was so easy because everybody was on the streets. We were partying. There was backpackers. It was bumping. It's not like it is now. Like right now, it's lame. It's super lame. You guys think that's fun, cool, whatever, but think about it just being more grimy, um, more backpackers, more Europeans, more people from all over the world, and people wanting to like just get to know you, drinking together on the streets. I mean, you know what I'm saying. Things where it was popping. Now it's PG-13 before it was rated R for sure. So I asked myself like, you know, do I want this attention now? Nah. I got standards, man. I've always had standards, but when you're traveling, you're meeting people, you're doing whatever you want to do, need to do, to just have fun. It's different, man, than when you're living an expat life. It's two different worlds, really. So ask yourself, what kind of standards do I want to resemble? You know what I mean? Because I'll tell you, 6 years ago, it was different. The standards were different for me than they are now, and they've changed every year. You know, to being more of a conservative expat, and just kind of being like the Vietnamese, kind of blending in. All right. So, two, do I communicate clearly, or do I avoid conflict by paying? So here, communication, obviously we know that there's a barrier, right? There's a language barrier. But when I say when I say communicate clearly, what I'm talking about is what are you trying to come across? What are you trying to give people about yourself, right? So when you are communicating no, how are you communicating that no? And do others understand that no, right? So ask yourself this: how do I appear, right? It doesn't matter so much about your appearance, but it just matters about how you carry yourself, right? That's the first thing you see when you click onto a video. How, if you've never seen a creator before, how do they carry themselves, you know? So here, same. Obviously you're in person, people are going to see you more, so just make sure that you carry yourself with however you want to be seen, right? That's how people are going to see you, you know. Example, if you're the angry expat, you're probably not going to have a lot of people around you. If you're a good person, um, But I'll say this, newsflash, you're probably not going to have a lot of people around you anyways as an expat. Just saying. Okay. Go check my my video, my live stream, the Friends video. Yeah, go check that out. The reality of having friends here in Vietnam. Um, we're all busy. Okay. Uh, Number two, okay, so it says, do I communicate clearly or do I avoid conflict by paying? Again, it's easy to just pay to let things go, and maybe that might be the best option for you at times. Okay. Number three, do I lead with personality and values or lifestyle and spending? So you make that decision. Again, I definitely like connecting with people's personality and connecting with my lady's values. Now, what I saw was that what made her and I work is that going into our relationship, we realized we had similar values. And so, um, and foundational values. Okay. So not just surface values, but foundational values. And so yeah, I'm lucky, man. I'm lucky. But again, being that I've lived here 6 years, me picking her and her picking me, that's the lucky part. That's divine intervention. You know what I mean? But there's millions of them here. I work with hundreds of them that I know for a fact, 100% fact, that at least half of them, if not 70% of them, are single and looking, not looking. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man. I'll go to work tomorrow and I'll see 100 of them. I'm trying to tell you, man. I'm just telling you the truth. What's really going on here, because that's what that's what's going on throughout the country. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the Vietnamese to Vietnamese relationships. Obviously, um, you know, Vietnamese is the most common, but there's more women that are every year that are coming over to our side. Obviously, it's not going to be a huge dent, but I'm noticing that I've buddies of mine have been telling me, and when I was on the market over 4 years ago, it I ran into a lot of Vietnamese women that hadn't messed with or dated seriously or married anyone foreigner. So I dealt with probably six Vietnamese girls that I was their first foreigner, let alone first black guy. Yeah. So yeah, that still pertains to millions of them here. I'm trying to eat just millions of them in this city, bruh. I'm just saying. So we, so that's I am an example of personality and values working together. All right, to form a tight coalition. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I hope that you guys learn from this channel and learn from me is that I mean I'm nobody. I'm just a regular dude, man. And anyone can do what I do. Anyone. And so don't think that you can't get a Vietnamese woman that's just as great as my Ngan. There's millions of them here. You know, you just gotta know how to move here, man. You just gotta know how to do your thing. And then once you start to learn how to do your thing, then everything else is gonna be easy for you. I promise you. Because there's one of you. There's only one of you, right? Find that person who shares similar personalities and has similar values for you, I'll tell you, my lady is an introvert. I'm an extrovert. I'm an extrovert. And so we're opposite. And so, um, but it works really well. Just got to figure it out, man. They exist, bro. They're here. Four, do I choose women based on character or based on looks and availability? Again, we're talking about relationships. We're not talking about booty calls or situationships. We're talking about relationships that lead to marriage with Vietnamese women. I mean, hell, it doesn't even have to just be with a Vietnamese woman. If you find a woman that's a foreigner that lives here and you get on with her, bro, go. By all means, I don't judge. We don't judge here, all right? As long as you're happy, man. I mean, find somebody, y'all. You know what I mean? It's not. And the cool thing about here is that once you find something, then it just works out to where you start saving money because they save you money. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm the one who spends money in my relationship. My girl doesn't spend the money. She's more of the saver, and then I'm more of the spender. So, and it's not like we spend crazy. We don't at all. Don't get me wrong. But obviously being American, we spend. We're spenders. We're consumers. So, um, you know, there are women here who are, of course, better looking than my lady. There are men here who are better looking than me. But that's not the point. We chose each other, right? And so, um, what I mean by that is that yes, there's going to be better looking women, thousands, millions of them, probably a couple dozen of better looking men than you, right? Of course, just dozens, right? I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing Vietnamese guys. Just teasing. All right. But there are other men who look better than you, better body than you, better personality than you, and me, way more money, right? Taller and all that shit. Okay. Same thing. But if you're committed, stay committed, right? There's That's the biggest thing that's holding expats back, guys back, is cheating and other women. Just saying, man. Don't shoot the messenger, man. I'm just saying. That's our biggest thing. And luckily so far it hasn't been a thing for me. Again, I'm not really looking at. I got over that looking at a pretty face and I got over that a long time ago. So the faster you can get over a pretty face and a tight, skinny waist, and just be like appreciate it for what it is, then that's when you're ready. You're ready for marriage. Because you can't avoid them. They're here. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. There's beautiful women everywhere here, man. Um, just be careful. All right. And then the last point, do I walk away from disrespect or do I negotiate with it? So, again, these are our self audit checklists that we should be asking ourselves these 5 questions and make sure, of course, you don't take disrespect. Of course, you don't. But neither should she. All right. So, just be mindful. All right. Um, these are all the things that, you know, I ask myself, and I think that you guys should you pick up on them and take a look at them. But again, um, do the right things. Do the right things, and understand that relationships are way more than money. Lead your lady. lead her, communicate, build community. Those are the biggest things that's going to be better for you. All right. Um, well, sorry, I was on the wrong slide, but here you go. Okay. Again, do you feel calm or anxious? Right. Right. Are you playing? Are you paying to avoid loneliness? All right. That's a thing. That's a thing. It happens. Right. Um, do you have a life here outside of dating? That's a thing. That's a thing. Make sure that you do have a life outside of dating. Okay. Would you date you? Would you date you? I don't know. I'd date me. I ain't gonna lie, I would. I know that sounds a little weird, but I would. Why not? If I was a girl, I would. And then what would you change this week? Right? What can you change this week to be better, more like a husband for a Vietnamese woman who's coming in your future? Act like it today. Start acting like it. Act like it. Why not? Prepare today to meet your Vietnamese woman. All right. So yeah, man. I mean, that's it. That's it, man. I mean, I appreciate you guys hanging with me, man. It's not easy. It's not easy, man. Um, coming here, trying to find any woman, really. I mean, before, but you just have to keep going. You just have to keep going, trying to find something because I will say they're there, man. Once you get out of your own way, you will find what you're looking for, right? Don't be afraid to, have a little bit of whoop whoop before you settle down. Have some fun, man. I mean, for real. That's what that's what this place is for, right? But just do it responsibly. All right. I see another comment. John says, my boy John Golden says, to pre-COVID pre-COVID Taiwan at that point in my life. Taipei was very lively then. Yeah, I heard it's a little more conservative after the pandemic. Yeah, yeah, man. The whole world went conservative. I'm not gonna lie. And even Thailand went a lot more conservative. Even though people still go crazy because it's just known for that. Um, Vietnam's not necessarily known for like a crazy place. Hoi Vien was it basically here, but again, up in Hanoi, it was popping in the old quarter. The old quarter was popping pre-COVID. I missed it. I missed that. I really, really, really miss pre-COVID Vietnam. Not gonna lie. Post-COVID, it's just taken some time to adjust to the new Vietnam. Not gonna lie, but yeah, I feel you, man. I'm still hoping to get to Taipei within the next 2 years. I want to try it out. But yeah, man, that's gonna do it for me, guys. I really, really appreciate you guys, man. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, man. I really am looking to get to um, 10K by the end of this year. So let's get to 10K. If you haven't subscribed, man, what you waiting on? All right. Appreciate you guys. God bless you. If you guys want to stay connected, there's my relocation guide right here on the screen. Check it out. I just updated it probably a month ago, probably a couple weeks ago. Um, 43 pages of goodness and goodies. All right. All free. Just give me your email address and you can have it. And then book a consultation with me. If you guys are serious about coming to Vietnam, I will walk you through your plan. Your plan. All right. Obviously, you guys know, hit that subscribe button. Want to email me? You're too shy to talk on comments? Email me. There's my email address right there. HistoriaKT@gmail.com. And last but not least, Instagram. You can you can DM me and message me whenever you want. All right. There's all that information. Much love to you guys. I'll see you guys what's next week. I'll see you guys in a week. I'll probably be going Sunday as well. All right, going live Sunday next Sunday. So I'll keep up with me on the community posts. I post here on this channel. I post a lot of updates on my community tab. So keep up with me and much love to all of you and yours. See you on a good one. Peace.